Isn't that a perfect shot there as well? Mountains in the background. A wonderful setting this year in George.
Oh, it's a dream here. Picturesque. Oh, still a great contest. Only 6 points in between these two sides, number 1 and number 3 in the country.
Yeah, that's something that is quite dear to your hearts, I guess, as well as schools. Trying to retain those positions. Number 1 kicking off against number 3 here in the second half. It's number 3 who lead at the moment by those 17 points to 11. And 2 tries to 1.
We saw his running skills, but what a kickoff. He's been taking great kickoffs here at Devil Human, giving a lot of time for his pack to get underneath that ball and compete. And that's why they've got the ball now just outside, inside the half. So he's a well-rounded player.
Like a mini version of Keo Aplon, isn't he?
Oh, he does, actually.
Lovely to watch. Quickly there from Rimu Malan. A knock-on this occasion by Outeniqua. You touched on those handling errors, basic mistakes.
Basic mistakes, handling errors, just turning over the ball, giving the ball away cheaply. He did have a look up to see where he was going to run into. And he was getting faced by the captain from Paarl Gym, Rikas Botma, coming with a good hard line speed. Deterred him, Dion Keane there.
Yeah, Dion Kuhn at number 8 there with a knock-on. He played for Boland last year. He was at Amanus High School and then moved down to this school this particular year. Back for it is Devald Himan. He's got lots of time. Now there's that big in-goal area, so you've got to be careful. The ball's not simply going to run into touch in goal.
Yeah, he was trying to buy time, so maybe taking the ball back from the kick, where the kick came from. But very confident in the way he goes about it. Just dots it down, takes a walk to the 22, make sure everyone is marshaled back.
And it's a deep kick in that they want, which is very common in modern day rugby from the 22-meter dropouts. Now Murphy caught in possession. The referee says it's fine. It's actually been won this by Outeniqua. This is a great turnover for them. They've perhaps gone the wrong direction. Kick downfield from Leighton Eckstein. And the bounce upward is Ryan Oosthuizen. I wonder what happened there, because right now,
the wrong guy.
right now that man's down on his back. That's Leighton Eckstein.
Oh, the chase came. Eckstein looking up for the ball. He had his eyes onto the ball, I guess you can say, for him. And Dylan Furbridge was on the way, shepherding his inside centre, Ryan Oosthuizen. Took a knock on his throat, but he'd be fine. The man scored a great try in the first half. Just getting a bit of water. Didn't have enough at half round.
Well, he went down like a sack of potatoes, but he's back on his feet. He's sprinting back to his position. His team have got possession at the moment. There's a big, strong man, Do Skuman. Also played Craven Week last week, the outside centre for Outeniqua, but now it's Paarl Gym leading up well. They've taken it away. Got a call there for obstruction, but Jason Jafta will have none of it. Up there from Brendan Nell. Oh, it's been taken away. Good work from Wynand de Necker. This is Henny Barnard into a little bit of space. That's well done by the fullback. Pass on to his talisman in the back line at times, Duan van der Merwe. Also schools player. It's the only way to bring a big fellow down. Got to catch him by the ankles.
Grab and run on the ankles. Can't run without those feet.
Knock on there from Do Skuman.
Oh, Gottsilia, the number 6 flanker from Paarl Gym. Maybe quite underrated because he's got these big 2 other players on the outside. Yeah, the pass was not great, was not sympathetic enough. Very difficult to catch for Do Skuman.
see that Gavin van den Berg has been struggling a little bit, and then is that Henny Barnard cramping there on the right-hand side.
Oh, that's Gareth Cilliers there, the number 6 flanker for Paarl Gim. He does all the dirty work, and Rick, his botman, Jacques Vermeer, carry the ball.
Well, he was doing something there that most schoolmasters probably warned you about from when you got to school. Make sure your shoelaces are tied and don't come loose during the game.
Exactly. That's why I used to even strap them over with the tape. Didn't want to get that lecture again.
Now, is this going to be an uncontested scrum? I just saw Jason Jaff to put his hand up. Yep, it is too. It might be as well because Gavin van der Berg was battling a little bit. Oh, that's a high tackle. That's got to be a penalty. And it is accruing to Paarl Gimnasium. Strong work here from Gareth Cilliers. They've kept the ball in hand. They're doing well here, just rumbling their way up Paarl Gimnasium with some options that they have in the fullback position. White Murphy in the back line.
Hands, black!
Oh, this is danger territory, this for Outeniqua. The men come out of line there with a tackle. The ball's gone backwards, so Paarl Gimnasium can regroup again. Now they've got an extra man here. If they can do something about this, here's a chance here. Level close. Oh, so close. But over they go. Excellent support play as well. Has brought the try.
Oh, he's sick in his brace. Jacques Vermeer scores the try. The first try of the second half. But the patience and a great pass off his left-hand side. Leo Gous holds his man up, keeps the ball alive, and a support play from the flanker. Loves playing around with the outside backs, always supporting. It's a good work for the flanker, Jacques Vermeer.
It's been a good day for White Murphy. 2 conversions, 1 penalty. Another conversion to come here. This perhaps his most difficult kick of the day. But a very sound technique, this young man. See where he's aiming it, pretty much at that right hand upright. That one also with a little bit of a fade. So Outeniqua can breathe that they haven't given away an additional 2 points, but still it's 11 in it.
2 tries for the flanker. Great returns for his contribution in this game. The pass from Rian Oosthuizen, Leo Gous stands up. Derval Heeman does very well, the small man. With 2 hard-working loose forwards competing at that breakdown. Jacques Vermeer scores the try, but Guillaume Milan has always been there, the captain from Outeniqua.
Now that kick is just absolutely spot on as well. So it's won the line out for Outeniqua.
Oh, he does that very well. Lifts it, gets it, lots of height, but he puts it close to the touchline, which is much easier for a turnover ball, so he can get that line out ball. And who's the man there back to tackle? It's Milan again. Him working very hard with Remy Milan.
Just trying to work out why we are back at the halfway line. That ball was not kicked directly into touch. I didn't think. Okay, there was someone in front of the kicker, so that does provide the option for Paarl Gim to take the scrum at halfway.
There's a lot of space on the blind side.
Bearing in mind, uncontested scrums at the moment. Little chip kick over the top from Fairbridge, and eventually it's Dion Kun who comes screaming across and punts it into touch.
Yeah, great work, great cover from the 8th man. He's learned his rugby very well, knowing his job responsibility, covering behind your back line. Can see him already making the yards, and he decides safety of the touch would be key. Maybe he should have let that. Maybe it could have been indirect kick.
Oh, the touch of Lionel Messi there. Found himself on the football field. Well, it's not a good pass from Henny Barnard. Warwick Gallant having to do a whole lot of work here. Fighting off Gareth Saliers, who's done a lot of good work on the ground as well for Paarl Gimnasium. As you said, Kabani, he's a guy who hasn't been given enough accolades maybe for all the work that he's done. There's pace again in the form of Dylan Fairbridge. And a penalty here for Paarl Gimnasium, who decide to immediately take it. They were knocked back 10 meters, the Quaggas, so they will concede another 10 if nothing happens here. And something could happen here. There's enough players there. All just wasted. So they took a tap for the first one. Do they do it again? Or do they kick it goal?
Well, they kick it goal, settle things down again.
But why didn't they do it in the first place then?
I think they just want to eat up more yards, make it get a bit closer. It's one of those tactical things that scrum halves normally do.
Yep,
people live off their instinct, always trying to play with the momentum that they feel that they have.
And it's won them 10 as well.
Yeah, there we go. Darren now. Brendan now. Beg your pardon.
I think when they know they've got a good kicker too in the form of Murphy, then it's a relatively easy call to make. So 75% success rate today with those 3 kicks. Just over a third of the points belonging to this man. It'll become a bit more if he gets this over. No problem for Murphy. So all the points in the second half belonging to Paarl Gimnasium at this point. Comes a change. You see the Quaggas have brought on Gregory Nell, who's a natural tight-head prop forward.
Vena Tanaka taking off to the bench.
This is not a good kick in at all from Dewald Himan. It hasn't gone the distance, number one, and it's gone straight into touch.
Well, the wheels are starting to come off now for Outeniqua. Pressure off points now, putting lots of pressure in execution of the players. We've seen Paarl Gym, they like to go on the blind side here with the 8-9, but then they always bring their number 11. Dylan Fairbridge does have lots of space. They've created lots of opportunities from the first half with the 8-9-15. So it'll be interesting to see if they're going to go for the same tactic. If I was them, I'd go for that.
Last year they drew 17-all in atrocious weather conditions down in Paarl, and the other match was won by Outeniqua. So Paarl Gimnasium really looking to win the game with some level of vengeance. There's a penalty that's been given to the Quaggas for that ball being slapped away.
Maybe feeling a bit of cynical play, Jason Jofta. That's coming from Dylan Fairbridge.
Replacement looks like Wynand de Preer down there. No, it's not Wynand de Preer. Actually, it's Corne de Klerk, who's coming on. He's a natural right winger. So he's on for Remy Milan, is he? Which is an interesting call.
Seeing Extian. Leighton Extian has moved to scrum half, the right winger.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, he's got some talents we weren't aware of. They really need to do something like Kabani, as you said. There's 14 points the difference, which means that's 2 converted tries.
Yeah, I think they start to have to change the game now. They want to start their attack a bit deeper. Hence going for a short men line out, want to create the numbers at the back line. Have their forwards sort of carry the ball for them.
Yeah, and they did it well. This is Don Cook. Loves the physical stuff. Penalty for the Quaggas. Can they get back into this match? Bear in mind the schoolboys played 35 minutes each way.
Together you can't put your hands in.
Galant will kick it downfield. That's one of the few occasions that the Quackers have got down into Paarl Gimnasium territory, deep into it rather, in the second half.
Yeah, Rico Sportman not rolling away, giving a chance to Garcia to go for the still. Hands in that ruck, called by Jason Jafta. They go for the same ploy for having a three-man line out with their forwards in the back line.
It's another short line out and well constructed as well with the ball to Henry Storm. Carried up by Leon van Schalkwyk. Unusual to see a right winger going into the scrum half berth during the course of a match. He's obviously knows what he's doing there too. Warwick Galant's kick's gone a little too far. Paarl Gimnasium just feeling a little bit of a pinch at the moment.
Well, they've taken up to themselves now, Outeniqua. They want to put the pressure, they want to score those points. That whole deficit of 14 points against them. He's starting to look for space behind the team because the line coverage from Paarl Gim has spread across the field. Bit of space behind them, puts a lot of pressure again. Maybe go for a drive from this line out.
Yeah, they've called for a fuller line out on this occasion. Might well do that, try and do that.
More!
So it's to the back, which is ideal. So there's a penalty. Is that an indication that there's a penalty advantage?
Oh.
You changed.
Definitely changed. It was not the same maul. It was well collapsed. I guess sacked is the right terminology for that from Paarl Gim. And then they reconstructed the maul with the ball at the back of the man. Obstruction.
Disappointing that for Hugh Malan, the captain of Outeniqua. They worked hard to get down there and then have given away the opportunity.
It's those unforced errors that have to be cognizant of the fact that the maul has gone down. Maybe from here we can start off by having more runners off the 9 and getting those players off the ground again and start to build the phases.
Easy short line out for Schickerling for Paarl Gimnasium. Oh, Ryan Westhuizen, one of his few mistakes in the match. He's been a busy player today and a little knock on from the inside centre.
And always feels sore when you make a mistake. You go down
more sore sometimes.
But yeah, he has been clinical in terms of where he's played. He's come onto the field. Good distribution on both either side of the hand. And on this ball, he did go for a bit of a snatch. The ball was spun a bit going down. I guess the nose was dipping down onto him. His reaction and having the attention from Warwick Galant did put a bit of pressure onto him. Losing it in contact. No blemishes, they're still 14 points ahead.
Yeah, it's a very valuable lead that as well, courtesy of those 3 tries and 2 from Vermeulen. So time on, says Jason Jafta.
14 minuten. 14 minuten.
Yeah, it's number 14 playing a scrum off does look a bit different.
Fine.
He does it.
Scrum. Bly 9, 9, bly namen.
Pick up at the back by Kun. And there's a couple of knock-ons maybe, were they? Or were they straight down? Jason Jafta has left it.
Well, it's an interesting one that Dion Kun went for the 8-9-14 and Garcia was already waiting for him. The flanker, where was he bound? Hanging errors again, still the case.
Garcia wears the number 6. Number 7 rather. Number 6.
Yeah.
But he's playing at outside centre now. Have you not noticed?
Fine.
You're not shuffling players around, but you certainly have been in the Outeniqua side with the right winger, like Extian, now it's scrum off. Schickerling, good running by the big fellow. Just gained such valuable yard. He's got everybody on the front foot, and Westhuizen's kick is a very, very neat one. Could be more than that too.
Definitely offside.
Yep. So Westhuizen, lovely little grubber, perfectly weighted, stayed in field long enough. And now a chance for Paarl Gim.
Well, Piet Klute You have the fear of the big pack of Paarl Gim will have an upper hand on them. But he knew he had the back line that could counter to that.
And he's got the line out as well, especially with Schikkeling to catch and drive here.
But Schikkeling, this is a great decision. Getting in between the two players, much easier to put the grabber through. And here, Extian losing the ball, and that man coming from behind there is Andre Tikoka. Coming from, actually, pardon me there, Kone Tikilak, picking up the ball from the outside line. Now penalty.
Good work there by Wilna Conradi. The most important thing was to get that in straight for it. And now they rumble and rumble over, and down they go.
Oh, leadership, something that you can't take for granted. The captain called for that line out. He knew he had a drive on. They set it up pretty well. And he was at the back there, made sure that he sees that they crossed over the line and he just flops over. And a great try from Paarl Gim, turning on the screws against Outeniqua now.
Well, if it was all about bonus points, they would have got one now for 4 tries.
Oh, this is going to be vital for the ratings at the end of this game. Now having a massive score against the so-called #1 leaders of the schools. And Paarl Gim coming to win away from home.
Oh, interesting, as you're quite right. Both teams unbeaten to date. The home team beat Grey College 22-20. They beat Paarl Boys High 45-36. That's gone to the right-hand side from Murphy. Just lost his touch a little bit. And certainly Paarl Gim have also done well this season with 55-3 against Tigerberg, 40-12 against Glenwood.
Oh, the 2-meter-04 Schikkeling getting that win from that line out so they can set up that drive. And the strength of the forward and the well-organized drive and more. And they scored their 4th try of the game.
Well, it's a pretty near perfect kick this time from Dewald Himan. There's initially good work from Rikus Bott. Another chase here. Oh dear. Always worry about those collisions. It was Leviel Ghost that was chasing up for Paarl Gim. But it's Outeniqua who've done something with that. Barnard in at the fly half position. Quick take here from captain Georg Milan. Well, they went back 10 meters initially, I don't believe. So, yep, Jason Jafter will bring them back for that. But penalties are not going to help them. They need to score tries.
10 meters.
Quick take by Milan again. And good running from Kun. He's a big, strong fellow at number 8. That's a knock-on. Outeniqua really are going to kick themselves for the number of basic mistakes that they've made. Here come Paarl Gimnasium, happy to run from the big in-goal area, including Westhuizen. Little pop-pots. Oh my goodness, has that gone forward? No, it hasn't.
Well, it's a hot potato in the 22. Right in the dead ball line. Kessel stays and he saw the big massive pad in front of him. He knew that he was going to get touched down by the pad. And he gave a Hail Mary pass. But at the end, well, clear, this is what happens. And then he carries the ball in one hand and he thinks to himself, I can't kick this. Give it to the captain. Let me be the leader. Class and close. Does get the safety of the touchline.
There has to be a try scored by Outeniqua in the next couple of minutes. Otherwise, they're going to find it really tough to get back into this match. In the meanwhile, well carried up by Henry Storm. In a flat ball, your favorite man there, Gareth Cilliers.
Yeah, Gareth Cilliers.
Good
work, son.
His bootlaces are holding to. It's a nice little kick. Which way does this bounce now? Critical. Gallant with a kick back. Oh, he's done well here, Warwick Gallant. Showing fantastic skills to get them out of trouble. And he's reversed the process. There's our man, Gareth Cilliers again. Hard tackle, but prior to that, there's a penalty that's going to be awarded to Outeniqua. There's going to be a yellow card too. Well, this makes it interesting, does it? So Liviel Gous is off the park with a yellow card.
Oh, Liviel Gous takes a pride for ill discipline. The attack was good. The grubber comes through. Soccer skills are asked here. A little chip by Gillan just says, okay, buddy, it's time for me to have a run here. He looks up. I love the decision making that he sees the space behind him. Pressure, counter pressure with pressure. That was a bit high from him, a bit naughty. He does do a soccer dive now after the few kicks he's had.
So carry up it will be. We're against 14 men. Good work from Stefan Grindlang.
Advantage number 12.
Oh, there's a little bit of space found. He has a chance now. Beautiful little sidestep. What a finish by the little man at scrum half. Started the match on the right wing, Leighton Extian.
Number 12.
His second try of the match.
Leighton Extian tearing it up and opening them like Moses. He says to the fullback, show me your number. Turns him around, gives him the 15 on his back. What a try from Leighton Extian. Running behind the screening of players of his forwards. What sported the gap. Had the footwork, wrong footing. Wyatt Murphy here. Comes from behind, shading, gets in it, shows him his number. Oh, to try from the young lad. Second try of the game too.
Wonderful body swerve from him to beat the fullback. In the meanwhile, Paarl Gim have brought on Leandre Luce. Leandre Luce is on for Gareth Cilliers. So some good fresh legs, and right now they're needed. Bearing in mind they're down to 14 men, so there's a lot of pressure there. There's 12 points in it. Paarl Gimnasium. Can they hold on until they've got 15 back again? Oh. It's a huge knock there on Leighton Extian. And two players have taken a real knock. So that's Leighton Extian.
Oh, chase.
Oh, dear.
Committing to the tackle.
Dylan Fairbridge as well.
Oh, right into the chin.
And two wingers. And this man looks in a reasonable position, Leighton Extian. But you know what? Sometimes when you stand up, suddenly you find you're like a drunken boxer.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a big smack of heads there. Dylan Fairbridge.
No, nothing malicious intent.
Not
everyone doing it for the right cause. Working very hard for their teams. And it's great to see both players standing up. And great for the crowd just to cheer them on. It is all the Titans out there, isn't it?
Well, good for them. The two boys are just completely by mistake, nothing intentional. Dylan Fairbridge.
Yeah, number 11 there.
Time on.
That was well handled by Jason Jafter too. Make sure everyone was calm, called on their medics pretty early.
No, flanker.
Continue with uncontested scrummages. A long pass now. Barnard opens up a bit of space on the left wing. This man's a good finisher. He hasn't really had the opportunity today. There's Duan van der Merwe on the left wing. Knock on coming from Dewald Iman.
If they felt it went backwards.
Yeah, he did decide that, but it's a penalty against Paarl Gimnasium. Every time, Hugh Malan, the captain, just decides, let's take quick ones, but he's not getting the right level of support from his fellow players.
He's not going to die wondering, is he?
Now, here's the man I was talking about. The left winger, Duan van der Merwe.
Leave it, Tim!
And that's been turned over quite brilliantly.
Use it!
by Paarl Gimnasium.
No, roll!
That was a ball that vitally needed.
Take him back. Stop!
Well, this mustn't go directly into touch. Oh, it doesn't. It's a fantastic kick.
Well, it's great play from Outeniqua, turning over that ball. Sometimes when you do take those gaps, waiting and running towards your support will be a great call just to maintain possession.
Okay.
But it was hard work and good work at the breakdown by the loose forwards from Paarl Gim. And they do have the man in the bin. They'll be happy with the territory and the way they are on the field.
Quick throw from Mono Buerta. Outeniqua, they're going to certainly do some running if they can. Barnard's done well. Well, initially he did, but there's a chance now for counter from Dylan Fairbridge originally. And quickly through the hands it goes. I fancy another score by Paarl Gimnasium should seal it for them.
Yeah, on the turnover, shock from Yilin in the thick of things, but using the touchline to defend there by Dol Skuman. Paarl Gim really putting the pressure on Outeniqua into the 22. Trying to release the pressure, looking for the goal on the outside. A wraparound. Haman is putting loads of pressure on Warwick Gilland. Slowly, 2 knock-ons on both sides. The first one coming from the wraparound from the Outeniqua. Loads of pressure now on Outeniqua, starting to change the game by running the ball in the 22. And the defense still been strong from Grant Hermanus, one of the centers from Paarl Gim, and Rian Oosthuizen in his partner in crime at the
Stop.
Well, it's a great field position, this chance here for what? The pass didn't come, so eventually it's fielded by Dion Kun for the Quaggas. Can they move out of this part of the field, because this could be really dangerous for them, and it's been turned over, I think. Well, illegally, so says the ref. Warwick Gilland, ball in hand, the long pass. Now this is the replacement that's come on. What I declare.
Release!
Some fresh legs. Tell you what will be really interesting is if Outeniqua can score a converted try quite soon.
Open up!
Really open this game up, but they are also at a susceptible situation. Well, there it is. They had to take chances. They've given it away, and it's Ryan Oosthuizen that seals the match for Paarl Gim, surely.
Doing the trademark of his ex-pupils, the Springbok captain, wearing the same number 12, Ryan Oosthuizen, with the charge down and the collection of the ball from the little chip from Dievel Himan. Oosthuizen scores the try under the poles, seals the game, takes it way out the range for Outeniqua. And the pressure told at the end. Outeniqua really putting themselves under pressure, trying to chase the game.
The conversion is good, so it really is a fantastic situation this for Paarl Gimnasium to find themselves in.
Oh, you can't blame players for taking the cause upon their hands, but what anticipation and good work from the number 12. Jean de Villiers will be very proud of that.
So he would, the same number 12 jersey that he wore. The try scorer eventually with the ball in hand, yeah. Ryan Oosthuizen, he's had an excellent match, both defensively and offensively for Paarl Gim.
Leave it, one.
Scorer of the last try. That's a forward pass, unfortunately, from Gallant to Grindling. It's been a big tussle all day long. It's been tight in many of the sports. They've played netball, they've played hockey, they're playing rugby now. This is the final event of the day. And it's only really been, I think, in the men's and women's hockey that Outeniqua have dominated, perhaps. Otherwise, there's been some great contests today, and it's just wonderful that in a learning institution they're able to have so many different teams and different sports playing as well, rugby being the culmination.
And rugby does take prominence at the end. Whoever wins this game wins the day.
That is true too, eh?
That is great to see young men and women, girls and boys together in full song, competing against each other, but still building those relationships which you will always live on with you for the rest of your life. Great foundations been built here.
Yeah. Gerald Himan, perhaps a little undecided there initially. So it'll be a put in this for Outeniqua, but they've run out of time. There's just 2 minutes left, essentially, of this match, and the visitors will win it.
Lots of star players from the Outeniqua backline are starting to take the game to their own hands, trying to make those massive decisions, create a bit of better impact on the game. But the pressure and the relentless work of the pack from Paarl Gym, being very strong and dominating in the low phases, and Paarl Gym singing along in a great song right next to us here at the commentary boxes. It's been a great effort from the both schools supporting the boys, and the crowd has been outstanding. It's getting a scrum. Dion Kuhn picking up from the back, gets rid of one player. Gallant carrying the ball in 2 hands, the center getting shifted to the sidelines, and the tackle coming there from Dylan Fairbridge. Turnover ball again. You're very disappointed about the scoreline, but what a great prospect in the future for that young man. It's been good hard work from both sides, but the pack has been strong from Paarl Gym. I think we might just have a bit of ice in the head. Ice in the head, fire in the belly. Dion Kuhn from Outeniqua, the 8th man of the Quachas, very strong Southwest District's Craven Week player last year. Experienced man, very big for schoolwork. That's Professor with the ball, shuckling. Cleaned out by Brendan Nell, needing support there. They secure the ball. Shuckling gets his big paws and won the ball. Charges for a few yards. Brendan Nell back to the line stays and looks up. Lots of space on the outside. Man has come back from the sin bin. Close into the contact. Is it secure? Gallant puts lots of pressure, trying to turn over the ball for Outeniqua. The Paarl Gym comes back at them. Marnus Botma making a few yards. Grant Marnus caught in 2 minds there. Looks for a touchline, but overcooking it. Just need something to start to work now for Outeniqua. Just inside the half of Paarl Gym, setting up a line-out, full man line-out, full complement. But to put the ball on, Mane Porter. There's a bit of an injury at the bottom of time taken out by Jason Jafta. Outeniqua, #1 side in the country in schools rugby, and Paarl Gym coming here as #3. Competing in the front, they've been aware for that. It's been happening the whole game. Outeniqua taking those tricky little short line-outs. JD Sheckling. A knock-on from that scrum. Setting up from that line-out, setting up a scrum. Nathan Exton moved from the wing now to the scrum off. Scored a great try in the second half. Big move coming up here. Human. Van der Merwe carrying the ball, 2 hands, a big man. He cracks on the pace. Big finish for the home school. Not happy with the attention from Dylan Fairbridge, the man who played against the schools last year. Juan van der Merwe, the big winger, scores a great try under the poles. Great play from behind the centres. Guantamana slips the tackle, one of the first mistakes they've done, him in the centre. But what a pace from the SS Schools winger, scores the try under the poles. Not very happy with the attention he got there from his opposite number 11, Dylan Fairbridge. And there is Warren Gallant, takes over the ball. Paarl Gim win this game, away from home, 37 points to 23. Jacques Vermeulen, man has been deemed to be the defender of the game. He wins the mutual and federal man of the match. All about looking after the guys. But what a great contest between the two sides. The number 1 in the country losing to the number 3. Paarl Gim coming over here after losing the bigger competition last year. And they've come and they've turned the things around. Scoring a lot of tries in the second half. Handling errors not a great. Penalties are shared evenly. The missed tackles doesn't count a lot for Outeniqua. Possession 52% to Paarl Gim. Very strong with their forwards. And we do have Kevin Cowley downstairs. And thank you very much for joining us.